have taken over an outpost.
Ah, yes, there's no better notification than hostiles taking my outpost. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Surviving the Aftermath here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. At least I hope that's the game which I'm playing, because honestly, I have had some ridiculously crazy schedule as of late, so if I screw up the names, I am sorry, but I'm trying to manage and provide you with fun content, so hopefully, fingers crossed, you are going to be able to enjoy it. So currently we are in the process of actually building our cemetery, and because it's going to be close to the maintenance depot, it will be decontaminated regularly, because the cemetery, waste dump, and some of these other facilities are high polluters. So having the maintenance depot here is going to be important. Now, it seems like one of our scavengers has been able to gather some supplies, and currently, due to our population explosion, we are suffering with a sudden lack of the iodine pills, and this is truly bad because producing iodine pills on our own is going to be a key factor, of course, but it's gonna take a little bit of time for us to get there. So we can do a bandit ambush. So based on the billowing black smoke on the road engines, there are at least 2 vehicles approaching. As they come closer, also a handful of bandits can be seen aboard their first truck. They're traveling alongside a deep ravine on a small dirt road, just wide enough for the vehicles. There are some loose boulders above the road. Just a little further away there is also a forested area with dense underbush providing decent cover. We can try to take out the driver, and this gives us access to iodine pills, guns, and
quest complete.
Good quality meat. So we're gonna, of course, try to take this. We're gonna have to re-establish control over the science outpost. This gentleman over here is heading over here in order for us to start producing some of those superior tools on a regular base. Inuk is on her way to gather what? She's going for antibiotics over here. Okay, we can manage that. What else do we have, and where do we have it? You are headed over there to be helping out.
Yes.
And our 3
locked and loaded
fighters
ready. Showtime.
Need to take out this outpost. Hopefully 3 of them have such a superior damage that the potentially Karambe, or what's her name pronounced, will not die. We have been able to regain control over this outpost, but now again, this science outpost and this science outpost are claimed, so now we have only this outpost over here providing us with science points, and here we're gonna try to establish another outpost as well. So it actually, Vegas himself has been already turned into the settler, so we are gonna have 2 outposts here generating us science points, and the rest of the outposts are gonna be to produce either weaponry, either settlers, or other resources. So we have plenty of work to do. And of course, again, with another winter here, our food situation is gonna be quite bad. So that is why I have implemented another goddamn cookhouse. We have 3 currently going on. 2 of them are responsible for cooking us meat-based meals, and it still seems like we primarily have a reserve of a crap ton of fish. So, not the best. No blueprints currently. We are able to collect a reward over here. Build basement, loan a specialist, So over here we already have one. Over here is where Bishop is headed, so hopefully he's gonna be able to make it. We were able to establish 2 embassies with 2 factions. So currently we have Motown, and we should have also, I'm not sure if it's Omicron. No, I don't think it's Omicron. There's one more faction with whom we are in a coalition. And thanks to that, we have access to a nuclear power plant as a blueprint, where we can theoretically use the pollution itself to turn out energy. So this is actually funny because before the DLC came out, you were able to build up your supply of waste. However, the funniest thing was, actually, you were able to sell it to the other colonies as a valuable resource. I shit you not. I mean, if we would literally be able to actually go and take a look over here. So trade services. You see, pollution can be actually sold. It has value of 1, and it can be actually scaled down. But you can actually get decent stuff out here. So sturdy clothing would be actually appreciated. So I would love to grab that. The buffalo worms would be great. Pigs would be great as well. But I would prefer chickens because chickens produce meat and eggs. And eggs with combination of flour, which is milled wheat, can be turned into bread. And so having buffalo worms is another source of separate type of protein, which alone can be turned into a worm-based meals. So you have 3 types of meals this way. And the funniest thing is actually this thing, I believe, requires like energy or some BS. So I'm not really sure if I want to mess around with this, but I will definitely sell you a crap ton of fish, because we have a lot of it. So we're gonna make some silver here. Technically speaking, we can sell them automatic rifles. If we would decide to do this, it actually gives us the reputation points. So if I would go out and give them, let's say 10, this would give us 6 reputation points, further increasing our overall reputation, yada yada yada. Yeah, let's do this. So this is one trade which is done. And this way we can actually view all the potential trade options. I still have not even constructed the goddamn trade center. So I feel like I really need to go ahead and do just that. Because I don't know if we're currently limited due to this one trade only because of the lack of this building. And these guys have actually components. And the funniest thing is that ever since we started to require electricity and other nonsense, we are now not able to have this as a steady supply. I mean, like I was sitting on 100 something, and currently I'm glad to have just 40 on hand. So that will need to be, of course, addressed by us.
Huh?
Hey, Nook, how far are you, my dear, from your goals? We seriously need to clear out these 2 outposts because they just create a crap ton of a longer way for our specialists to get to the destination at hand. Definitely want to set up shop over here, but it's gonna take a little bit longer. So we still have to do a bunch of things. The guns are being produced over here, which is why I was okay handing them out. But here is where we're gonna have a problem. These guys are gonna be headed in this location, so they can theoretically try to claim one of these 2 outposts. These guys haven't moved in a while, but they are sitting on a crap ton of iodine, so that might be due to the fact that they are occupying one of the salvageable spaces. So yeah, fun stuff. Vegas was able to scout out rest of the map, so now we are aware of what is where. This location over here should yield us access to both the assault rifles and both the sturdy tools. So if we would be able to turn another one of our specialists into another settler, we are going to be able to send them over there. Problem is right now we have mutations as the disease, but we don't have the actual iodine pills to deal with this. And antibiotics, once the mutation sets in, is not gonna simply cut it. So we're gonna speed up the game in order to actually hope that the winter will pass soon. and we're going to be able to do some actual damage here. I have been able to establish farming in this region because if we take a look at the soil fertility, we see that the soil is quite fertile in here, and theoretically I can like go and build another medium-sized field or something and build the irrigation on top of it. We would be totally able to accommodate it. Large field, not so much, because the space and here the elevation just does not allow us to accommodate it. But the fifth one, yeah, that can work. So the fifth one would be able to be accommodated over here. We have one well directly next to a large water tower, which hopefully is going to be able to be filled in, because currently we are producing a surplus. We're going to have a new quest available.
Colonist died.
And we are going to have to start taking a look at one key factor. And then one key factor, hold on, did I go? Yeah, I already built the train setter, goddammit. One key factor is going to be what types of seeds we have access to, because I want to have variety of veggies for our people. The more variety, the more happiness, the more the other nonsense. Parts we have, metal we have very little, and it feels like the boosted burner is just not able to keep up the heat all the way up in here. So in order to keep these workshops functional and for the people to not sustain so much damage,
We won the battle.
would be beneficial. Okay, so you are going to return to the colony. You have to return to the colony. You alone. Definitely not against them. Science is not good enough. You can theoretically scavenge this. It would take you 23 hours, so it's like a day. So 20 damage, and he has 67 out of 100 health. So the clothes should be manageable. Should be manageable. We have lots of moving parts here and there.
Reporting in.
Have any of you made the distance necessary to get what we need done? Unfortunately, we need to maintain colony view in order for the time to move forward. So unfortunately, time does stop literally on the world view. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, this one is constructed now, so we can go ahead and upgrade it. Population, we have accommodation for 162 people. Not a chance in the world I will probably be able to build the luxury apartments by one of the factions, because this thing requires 600 goddamn wood, 200 metal, 200 concrete, and 10 components themselves. So a big no-no. Now,
Hostiles have failed to incite our colonists.
okay, so it seems like we, thanks to the propaganda tower or the anti-propaganda tower, were able to prevent something from happening.
Quest complete.
Unhappy colonists are threatening to leave, and what the hell would you need me to do or help you with? I mean, I have constructed the brawl pit. I would love to build the actual library. This can be a great boost, but currently I'm still struggling with the situation when it comes to actually me having access to certain things. This location is not supplied with firewood, which explains a couple of things. It would be great if we can improve these buildings so that we can actually achieve higher production rates. But having sawmills require access to power. We don't have Medicaid. Oh, we do have kind of iodine pills right now. I did construct a medical tent, so currently we are able to heal, I believe, like 8 people at once.
Huh?
They will need to be sent out to the world just because.
All cleaned up.
And Salt will have to return back home. I don't think he's gonna be able to take apart whatever is in here. Plus, if I would lose all this shit, I would probably go bananas. Also, there's a freaking bear, so I'm assuming Sintown is gonna have a request to kill the goddamn animal. Yep, exactly. The fiber is a great reward, so I would definitely try to go for it. Now, the idea here is going to be that Dame herself is gonna go after the goddamn bear. Hopefully, Salt will not be attacked by this fucking thing. Because seriously, if he's gonna die, I'm gonna get so freaking pissed. He has so many rare items. It's not funny. Also, these fuckers should not be in our way because they can attack. As you see the boot icon, this means that they are on the move, and that creates a whole lot of enchilada. These guys are gonna try to occupy this outpost with the medical supplies, but we do have medicine right now. So I kind of don't care about that. This outpost is operational. This one with the science is not. And our settler is still a little too far.
How may I help? Your command?
Okay, you actually are able to already build the outpost, so go for it. We're gonna get 2 sturdy tools per day, or superior tools. So there's that. Dame is gonna fight some bears. Why are you named Salt? Why not Pepper?
An enemy is approaching our specialist.
Where?
Request complete.
So request has been completed, and we need to take a look at what the hell
Yes.
is happening elsewhere.
All right. Okay.
These 2 ladies are going back home. Ah, shish kebab. We cannot have a fight with them. If they are gonna try to attack me, and we would lose Salt, I'm so screwed, it's not even funny. I mean, look at the actual statistics. We would die, and I would lose so much shit, it's not really hilarious. Even Dame herself is incapable of defeating them, so...
What's up?
Theoretically, we can send you in this general direction in order to try and stop them. And she should be able to get there and potentially do something. But that can also affect our reputation with Sintown, as we won't be able to kill the bear due to the lack of health or some other nonsense. So we really need another specialist on our hands as well.
An old bear, humongous in size but limping as if injured, was seen walking past the camp a while ago.
Going after it to hunt it down may give the colony a good amount of meat, though it may still have a lot of fight left despite its injury. Hunt down the bear. 2 colonists have been injured, unfortunately. Well, it's a risk I just had to take. I feel like the winter might be subsiding soon due to those weird noises. The cemetery is officially opened to business, so that means we can actually clear out the burial pit, and we have actual 40 slots in here that can accommodate corpses. So soon winter is gonna be over. Problem is, we completely ran out of firewood.
Mission complete.
Okay, you need to get to the colony.
Mission
Request
complete.
complete.
Another request has been completed. Your scavenging is absolute trash. And due to also like having lack of science points or science places to scout out or process, I'm feeling like he's gonna be turned into a settler and potentially be sent out over here for us to get those superior tools and those assault rifles. So I don't really want Bishop to be scouting out or doing stuff.
What's up? On it.
Sorry, can't do that. Huh? Not going to happen.
Ready.
You need to get the hell back home
Not going to happen.
and escape these idiots. We have lots of people on the map.
Your orders?
Plenty of them have injuries. I wanna build no production.
Moving.
Haha!
Got it.
Another 40.
Outpost is now complete.
So we have 2 regions under our control over here, which is awesome. And despite the fact that there's literally dislocation with the wolves, like this camp has not been claimed by anyone. And also shockingly, this one is being ignored, which is just amazing. I'm really loving the fact that this one is able to maintain production. Unfortunately, some of these other ones are not so lucky as they are constantly being harassed by the enemy bandit raids.
Colonist died.
We're suffering lots of deaths. Gonna go flax, and we're gonna go. What's our food? We have only corn. And this is what I'm talking about, why I want to open up the trade negotiations. I want to make sure that we can actually gain access to supplies. Durable tools, awesome. We can sell them components, but I kind of need them. If we would actually try to send them concrete, I don't know if this would have negative effect on our reputation, so we don't want to actually trigger the enemies to have better reputation than us. One request. Trade offer. They can sell us hunting rifles, which I don't need. I don't really care about them. They have mixed meals. That can be nice because they are a combination of meat and veggies, and for those you actually require access to a better cookhouse. I don't know if we agreed to get the buffalo worms from some other spot, so I will pass for now. Like trying to see what can be potentially enticing to other factions as a commodity. So rare metals, we have surplus of those. We have a crap ton of junk, which can be turned into parts. And getting chickens would be nice. With this reputation, we are allied, so there's no problem. And let's grab some mixed meals just for the hell of it. Now we should be able to accommodate 2 trades simultaneously. Iodine, science, worms. With the coalition, we currently do have a trade. So that's why we cannot run another one. But here, take a look. We have peanuts and cabbage. So trading with Chemville is gonna be definitely a key for our survival as well.
How may I help?
Okay, we're gonna need 2 specialists. What the hell?
What's up?
Your orders? Yep. Yep.
Yes?
How may I help you?
Are you even getting closer
Sorry,
to
can't complete
getting
order.
to this
Reporting
freaking
in.
bear or some bullshit? So we're gonna obviously have to switch around,
An enemy is approaching our specialist.
How may I help you?
okay, so they are engaging in fight. I cannot risk to bring Salt back.
Not gonna work.
So she will have to last for long enough. We're gonna have to get to the colony view. Suffered some damage here.
Thieves in the colony.
Did we just get rats on one of the fields or something? How are we out of workforce? Gonna have to bring in the colonists from here. Take them in. Take them in. These two locations are absolutely amazing.
Yes?
It's gonna be 20 people joining the colony. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If everything goes well. I would really love to upgrade our actual tool production so that we are producing durable tools instead of the basic tools. I would also love to improve our tailors. Science points, however, are not allowing me to do so because high density housing is currently being researched. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. A little bit longer. And I really need to liberate some people to allow us to move resources around or fix buildings or something. Lack of tools, antibiotics, only 5 left. Specialist. A scout, doesn't really matter.
We've made a new discovery.
The scout is gonna be turned into a settler.
What's up?
And I want to send you
Can do.
over there.
Yes?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Mission
No,
complete.
she died.
Yep.
Son of a biscuit.
Yes?
That's really bad. That is really bad. I was really hoping that she would be able to reach the goddamn bandits.
Uh-huh. Can't do that.
I don't know if she's already fighting them or what's happening here. Okay, makeshift radiator is right now not what I need. Leadership to upgrade the building would be nice. More storage by campsites. Weapons crafting. We do have weapons. And we have influx of them as well. What we're gonna need to start to tackle is actually mining of the resources. Now, the 2-story houses actually
There's a new quest
provide happiness bonus. This is the first time where we see this case. All the previous ones are either unhappy or not sufficient enough. So this is truly a game changer. And the benefit is that the 2-story house occupies the same slot as one shanty. So what I'm gonna do is demolish this, and we're gonna put down the
An
blueprint
enemy is approaching our specialist.
for a first one over there. Bishop is gonna have to be turned into a lovely settler. But first, I need to take a look at what the hell is happening with
All right.
everything else. I don't know if they're going after her, so if she would have to battle both the fucking bear and them, she would get fucked, and not in the fun way. This needs to be liberated. We're gonna need to get our fighters back. So back to the colony view. We need the time to pass. And there's a new quest.
An old civilian airfield was recently rediscovered in this region. A story worth mentioning is the part it played during the Wars of Succession after the central government fell apart.
During that time, it was used by the Air Force, who still desperately tried to fend off the rival factions who tried to take advantage of the situation. One of the most intense battles was fought while the airfield was finally overwhelmed. Since it it's a stage for one of the major battles in this area. There can still be something worth scavenging. Unfortunately, Bishop is not the one to be sent there.
We've made a new discovery.
And this lack of tools is literally killing us. So I would take a look at industrial mining is a thing. Motorization for the garage so that we can operate the cars. Circuit assembly. Those are some high grade facilities. If we would want to go into the underground mining, we need to start accommodating a crap ton of components. 30, 30, 30. So it's a lot, but it gains us access to a crap ton of resources. So the ones which keep creating shortages constantly can be theoretically tackled. Question is, do we currently have a trade with someone going on? I don't think so. I want to go to Camville. And they have fuel, which I kind of don't give a rat's ass about. I want the peanuts and I want the cabbage. This is quite costly, but I bet we can accommodate it somehow. We do have some automatic rifles, which sell quite nicely. We do have somehow milk. Don't ask me how. Basic clothes. We have a crap ton of fish. And we can get some fuel. Although we really don't need to deal with the reputation because we are allied with them. So, technically instead we can grab like some cabbage because it's gonna take us a while before we are able to produce it by ourselves. And confirm. Tools are obtained here. This needs to be scavenged. A bunch of people are on their way. The settler is gonna establish an outpost over there. Dame is fighting the bear, so hopefully she's gonna be able to accommodate the request. We have a bunch of them as is. So now the question is, who's gonna give us another quest in a short period of time? And what would be another location where I want to establish a science outpost? This one we have. This one is 16 out of 12. 16 out of 12. The two groups of survivors have been gathered. This one is 16 out of 12, so quite decent. I'd probably go for a resource instead of other stuff. So fun box over here potentially. Science is in this sector. Fun box over here. Fun box. Nothing. Assault rifles. Science. 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 Fun box. Trying to look for those other resources. A radar station. Always pleasant. A radar station again. This region is currently being operated. So, unfortunately, things like the components or the electric components, you're gonna have to manufacture those by yourself. There's just unfortunately no way of getting around it. This fun box over here is out of reach, so theoretically speaking, if we would make Bishop into another outpost, I would go for this location over here so that we gain access to those tools. So that's what's gonna happen. Theoretically, hold on. There were some science locations over here. 312 and 319, or 339. So Bishop can go over here and gather these locations. We're gonna have to get another specialist too. Trying to look for those hotspots.
There are survivors at the gate.
We'll take them.
A ragged bunch.
Housing. Housing needs to be changed. So let's go and build those 2-story mansions. These things can accommodate a crap ton of people. Up to 10, so we are effectively doubling the accommodation.
Mission complete.
Okay, so you have gathered the antibiotics, so go gather the other antibiotics. Then you can go for like tools or the electronic components or the components or the fuel itself. There's a lot of things which we can choose.
What's up?
Bishop, my dear friend, you will need to go and science the hell out of this place. As if I find it. 13 fucking days is a long time. If we would clear out this location, it would be awesome. We do have quite high attack, so technically speaking,
Going in.
surprise me. And if not, I was wrong. Fortunately, the lack of water is affecting us in a negative way. I really don't want to build on top of the underground storage, but I might be forced to. So our concrete deposits are being currently depleted. Our metal is also non-existent in supply. We have quite a lot of workforce over here in this sector. So hopefully all these people are going to be able to do their best. Providing us with those resources.
One of the more scientifically minded colonists.
Okay, let her go. Oh, nice. Nice. It's nice. Trying to think. Alternative proteins would be nice. High density housing, comfortable housing. Public house. I think it creates pollution. We can only do one research per one field, so we would have to queue up something else somewhere else. We can reduce the energy consumption of the bore wells, which would be awesome! Second house has been constructed, but we're gonna need access to more housing. Medication. We do have antibiotics, or iodine, or medicine. Our water situation needs to be, however, improved, or we are totally boned. And we need to do this housing thing because we have 159 people and yet we can only accommodate 157, which is not good. Not good indeed. Did we receive already those seats? I think so. So technically,
Hostiles have taken over an outpost.
still not. Which one? Where? They have control over this. This one is fine. This one is fine. These two are fine.
Huh? Okay.
Build the outpost at the edge. So we start producing.
Hold on, the outpost is now complete.
Return.
Okay.
Your orders.
Bishop is fighting it out.
Mission complete.
Technically,
Okay.
you can go grab the fuel, and then you can go for the components. And if luck will have it, you can try to grab the other stuff. But if we can salvage actually the stuff without crap, they have grabbed this location where we produce the tools. Okay, now I at least know where I have to send my lovely, lovely
Your
ladies.
command? Yes?
Request has been completed. And rental housing. Can we accommodate this blueprint? Not with that quantity
The
of...
bandits at the gate. We've made a new discovery.
Okay, hold on. We need to pause the game and I need to find some metal deposits on the surface level. Otherwise, we are royally boned. There would be one. There would be another. We have 3 outposts for metal gathering? Jesus, okay.
Yes.
Prepare for battle.
Yes.
A group of bandits have appeared at the
Let them come. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, let's raise the alarm.
Yep.
I don't want to lose salt here.
Specialist killed.
Your
It's
command.
really bad. I just lost 2 specialists.
Colonist done.
Damn it to hell. That's not good. That's the worst defeat I have suffered as of now. And we're gonna have to repopulate these numbers. 2 specialists lost is quite brutal.
How may I help you?
So we need to liberate this location.
All right. Huh? You got it.
Yes.
Bishop is still fighting.
Yes?
Dame is still returning. Still don't have access to those new seats? Seriously? Wait, I do see cabbage already, so... The carrot will be switched to cabbage. We're gonna give you more people. Fiber is currently in supply. But we are completely out of concrete. As it stands.
We've made a new discovery.
We need to do something with those damn showers, man. The 3 over here are not gonna be able to manage 158 people. And the lack of concrete can also cause housing issue, but the hygiene currently is a big no-no. If we would be able to build one of these things. Technically, what I can do is salvage 2 of these buildings. Have this as a priority. And then have this as the next priority. So the resources can be moved from the 2 houses over here or over here. It seems like... Yeah, they have moved the concrete. Improved tenement. I don't really give a rat's ass about that. Powered heaters are cute, but eventually you are able to upgrade the houses so much that you won't even have to bother with that. Lack of tools is bad. Okay, so we need to gather antibiotics. We have 17 of them. Memorial can be constructed, and we do have the necessary resources. We can build it over here. Seriously, why the hell can't you supply me with sufficient concrete? What the hell is the matter with you? This metal deposit has been exhausted. And so these two need to be moved.
At the gate.
We're gonna be forced to eventually tap into those underworld or underground deposits.
Ragged bunch.
5 mutations means even more iodine pills are gonna be burned through. This is really bad. We need to do something with the water situation. This is now finally done, which means we're gonna switch the priority on the bore well.
We won the battle.
All right, Bishop, my man. Now you can gather science points.
Your orders? Mission complete.
Can go gather this.
How may I help?
Almost there. Still a little distance to go. Once Dame returns, we can take her and Fritz to go and fight another set of bandits. Can someone please finish this structure? This now allows us to accommodate all the people. And we will need to build additional outhouses. This water tank actually has water. And we need to make sure that they have enough crappers or showers accessible, or we are looking at some serious trouble. You guys are quite effective at clearing out the pollution. Wild animals, rental housing.
All cleaned up.
Okay. 20 hours. He would sustain 20 points of damage. Should be able to scout out this location. I should be able to research something. Is that bore well still not constructed? Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to tap into the underground deposits here.
Colonists died.
We have 2 concretes, 2 metals, and 1 plastic. These ones are gonna be absolutely crucial for us.
Colonists died.
We can afford to lose some colonists right now. Even though I'm unhappy about it, we can get those numbers back up. This, yeah, the water production needs to go up.
Colonists died.
Well aware of the problem.
Colonists died.
Shut up. Don't have to keep telling me. Fortunately, you aren't reinforcing the location fast enough.
Colonists died.
So we're gonna have some casualties.
Colonists died. Colonists died.
So the next few
Colonist
minutes
died.
are gonna be quite
Colonist died.
annoying due to
Colonist
the
died.
constant spam of notifications.
Colonist died.
Shut up.
Colonist died.
Shut up. Plastic. No plastic.
Colonist died.
Although we
Colonist
do
died.
have a ridiculous
Colonist
surplus of plastic. I might
Colonist
still
died.
have to go and build these scout towers.
Colonist died. Colonist died. Colonist died.
Broken record.
Colonist died. Colonist died.
All done.
Bishop, return.
Uh-huh. Engaging hostile. Attacking.
We're gonna liberate this location. Dame is back at the
Colonist
outpost.
died.
We're gonna just seek in the new survivors in. Unfortunately, the hygiene was a brutal blow, but tough cookie.
Colonist died.
At least the
Colonist died.
casualties are allowing us to do few things, and
died.
that means our consumption of certain resources goes dramatically down. We're gonna have to start doing the mining. I just don't see a way around it.
Complete.
So I think for now I can theoretically demolish.
One of the colonists has been acting off lately.
Send her to the medic. Radiation sickness, of course. Iodine pills are running low. The workers from the plastic manufacturing or processing have been immediately redistributed elsewhere. So we have lost a crap ton of people. I believe I have just lost like 50 or so. Because I'm an idiot. And we need to ramp up our water production dramatically. Let's do this. And a biofuel that's highly advanced. Let's go junior engineer for more workforce. Wind turbines, amplifiers, large transformers. These are awesome because you can build those and you can gain access to more of these buildings. So our bore wells should be able to produce the resources. Someone needs to clear out, however, all these corpses. God damn it. Concrete is running low. I kind of right now want to focus on decommissioning the shanties and building the 2-story houses. And these suckers can be upgraded as well. But they will need to be plugged into a power outlet so that the upgrade actually works. Wild animals. Is anyone close?
Okay.
We
Job
won the
done.
battle. Hostiles defeated. Production restored.
So tools are back online. I want to see if these two ladies are gonna be
Alright.
tough enough to defeat one of these locations, because that would allow Inuk to travel back home much faster.
Uh-huh.
Send to world.
Yes?
Send to world. There's another outpost which has been captured by the bandits. Scientist is nice if her damage is 20, so
Yep.
there's just a crap ton of corpses which we right now need to gather, and I'm kind of afraid that the quantity of corpses that we have to deal with is just too damn high. Building some additional showers somewhere else would be also beneficial, probably. Unfortunately, if I want to build outhouses somewhere around here, I would need to have the maintenance depot close by, which I do not have the luxury of having. We don't have people to redistribute resources. And we're still looking for workforce due to the heavy casualties. So we still have access to 0 people despite all this. Yeah, like I said, the insect farm does require a goddamn access to power.
A colonist has been acting up lately.
Colonist is infected. We are dramatically dropping the quantity of medication accessible to us.
Yep.
Which I don't find entertaining at all.
Consider it done.
Yes? Moving.
What's up? Negative. How may I help you? Moving.
Do we have fucking anyone who can go clear out this bore? And this science outpost needs to be liberated as well.
Ready.
I don't think we can...
Going in, huh? Engaging hostile.
Theoretically, like this, we should be able to clear out this goddamn thing. If she's gonna be able to clear out also the site with the tools, that would be great. We're gonna have to send someone over here. Unfortunately, the only specialist is currently Bishop, and he is recovering from quite a lot of sciencey technical mumbo jumbo. Unfortunately, I'm quite afraid we're gonna require another cemetery.
New requests available.
Without the access to the tools, it's a little problematic. Our clothes are running low. We have absolutely 0 firewood stacked up, so if winter comes around, we can be in deep trouble. And winter is the most frequent catastrophe which we have. Also, if you would pick up the game, there is like a scenario where in one, you are preparing for like a winter, so think of like Frostpunk, and another where you have like a constant winter or something like this. But I'm just annoyed with winter in general, so yeah, fun stuff. We need to send someone to clear out these bandits.
What's up?
The reward is
Not
quite
going to
great.
Huh? Reporting in. Sorry, can't do that. All right.
And you alone cannot go and fight these guys. Oh, you can
Sorry,
actually
can't
do
do
that. Okay, fuck it. Then go. Make me proud.
Your
Bishop,
orders?
you are actually well rested enough.
A heavily armored truck screeches to a halt by the gate.
And Bishop can go and deal with
Found
the
something.
airfield. Unfortunately, he's not the best scavenger. And we don't have scavengers currently because things are... Whew, things are tough, man. Trade offers. What do you have? Sturdy clothing. You have medicine. I'll pass. Looking for something which we would get most benefit out of. They have bread, medication. Oh, okay. So this is what you want to see. The herb. The herbs are a great thing because the herbs are processed and later turned into medication, antibiotics, and iodine pills. However, you need specialized facilities in order to do this. Now, what I tend to do in case I'm planting the herbs is to grow them inside of the greenhouses. Now, some might actually argue that it's better to have a bunch of greenhouses because they just constantly produce and are not affected by the catastrophes such as winter and so on and such, but they need to be plugged into power, which which means you need to have access to components. If you don't have access, you can be quite screwed. Soybean is also going to be beneficial. We're going to sell you a crap ton of fish. Hope nobody will complain. So that's one trade.
Huh? Not going to happen.
She's gonna have a lot of supplies. Antibiotics, fuel, components, electronic components. Really need to get her back home ASAP afterwards.
Ready. Can't complete
And someone
the
needs to
order.
grab this location. It's a marshland, so I will not mind actually manufacturing these durable or sturdy tools out of that region specifically. But the heavy loss of the colonists or survivors has been quite negative for us. The two locations will take a while to replenish. And it's gonna take us a while to pump out brand new people. We need especially a crap ton of concrete. Oh, there are beetles. Okay. Let's take a look at if we have discovered potentially any other sites which can be... Okay, so wild boars and everything have definitely made a bunch of problems for me.
Hostiles have taken over an outpost. We won the battle.
We have won the battle, which is awesome.
Okay.
But these two ladies are almost dead,
Ready.
so they need
Check.
to return. Why are you going that way, for love of God?
All right.
At least she will have a direct route over there.
Ready. What do we have here?
Scavenge safely. We are getting quite decent
Quest
stuff.
complete.
Can do.
If I would have sent a scavenger, the outcome
Yes.
could have been 10 times better. Tough Raiders, nice housing. For Lush Town. The question is if it requires goddamn concrete. If it does, we are totally screwed. Yeah, it
We've
does.
made a new discovery.
Well, it's kind of idiotic considering the fact that if you actually try to process some of these things, we need to clear out these wild animals in these locations. There's just unfortunately no way around it. Still not caught up with the losses we have suffered. Yeah, I know I have fucked up again. Welcome to Not Your Professional Walkthroughs, people. I usually tend
There
to
are
do
survivors at the gate.
my fair share of mistakes.
A ragged bunch.
Okay, Baron. Go battle the beetles. Because they keep triggering the notifications. They're starting
We
to
won the
piss me
battle.
off.
Hostiles defeated. Production restored.
Scavenging 150 is actually quite nice. And assault rifle, fun box, clothes. Hunting rifles. Trying to look for resources. Alone, another chance. Also another chance.
Okay.
Go for the components, I guess. There's 69 of them in this warehouse alone, which would greatly help us. Fuck, they have taken over this location.
Your command? Can
Okay,
complete
go
the order.
liberate that outpost then. That's my priority
Your
right now.
orders.
These two locations are perfectly fine. This one is producing weapons. This one is producing the combo. This one is producing the combo. And this one is producing the combo as well. So we're gaining access to superior tools, protective clothing, and automatic rifles, and also the rare elements. So that's crucial for us.
How may I help? What you need?
Please don't die. You have way too many injured specialists. Greenhouse to be researched. Lack of tools to be addressed. Requires concrete. That's a constant problem. So large transformer is awesome because it has much larger range, and therefore all these things can be connected much more easily. 177 accommodations. We would theoretically upgrade you into the large water tank. That would be great. Library somewhere close to juice. Technically, there's a wind turbine, so we cannot build it there. What's like giving me such a negative discomfort? And how much juice are we producing over here? So I'm thinking if I were to build the library, I'm still screwed because I don't have concrete.
You won the battle. Request complete.
Sounds good. All cleaned up.
You return to colony.
Going.
Now you have a direct route.
Yep. Moving. Uh-huh.
Your command?
So Bishop can go with Baron. And they can address the wild boars.
Shoot.
I think these might be the ones which we faced previously. They just retreated further down the map. It's quite possible.
Yep.
Okay, specialist, scientist. Her attack is horrible, but she's gonna be turned into an outpost or a settler anyhow.
New requests available. We've made a new discovery.
What you need?
Okay,
Yep.
plenty of meat here to be gathered. Metal, concrete, awesome. Unfortunately, the distance which needs to be traveled now is quite brutal. You can be decommissioned. You can be decommissioned.
An enemy is approaching our specialist.
Or,
What's up?
she
Not
can
gonna
actually go after them. She has the damage.
Huh?
Should survive this. Fingers crossed. And this outpost needs to be liberated. I think it's under siege.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Claim the reward. Tough Raiders. That's being currently fought over.
How may I help?
What's up?
Scavenge the meats. I want it all. Don't waste any. Meals. I don't see the meals being made. We don't have the firewood or something. So greenhouses are quite costly. 30 components per one is just absolutely freaking devastating.
A big, colorful van. So full of goods, it's creepy.
I need the tools. So let's grab the tools. That's gonna boost our production for a while. But we seriously need to ramp up our tool production.
We won the battle. Request complete.
Scavenging 50 is absolutely horrendous. Alone, you cannot do this. You can clear out this spot, however.
We won the battle.
Awesome.
Hostiles defeated. Production restored.
Oh wait, so we are actually producing here, so
Yes.
they are not under siege. Okay, never mind. Canville. Tough Raiders. Collect clothes and weapons.
Yes?
Loan, I bet, is the solution. Battles, battles, battles.
Thieves in the colony.
Can we upgrade
We've made a
the
new
colony
discovery.
center? It's gonna allow us to store more stuff. And this is quite problematic because winter is gonna arrive, and without access to sufficient wood reserves or firewood reserves, we can be in quite the pickle. So we need to make sure that we are gonna be able to supply the firewood to everyone. And also, it's gonna put it's gonna make a problem for us to process production of crops again. So I'm not really looking forward to that.
We won the battle.
Okay, return.
Uh-huh.
Amara. You, my lovely, are gonna be tasked of producing
Yes?
tools.
Going.
So let's send you over there. These tools are already processed from here. But that's just not enough. Take in 12 survivors. Ah, I fucking hate winters. In this game specifically. Normally, I don't mind winters at all.
New requests available.
Loan a specialist, so that's what's being done.
We won the battle.
Still don't want you to, however, scavenge things because you are just simply not well equipped
Can do.
for such activities.
Yes?
Nook has a crap ton of stuff. I cannot wait for her to return home because we currently have only some medicine. We have absolutely 0 antibiotics and 0 iodine pills. So, crap. There's some antibiotics, some medication, and some iodine pills. So theoretically, she can be then sent over there to scavenge, but there's some quite high damage output from these locations. So I don't know if she will be able to manage it alone, and it's also quite far away. So if we would be able to maybe trade for some of these things instead.
How may I help you?
We might benefit from that. Medication. Okay. Looking for antibiotics and iodine. Protective clothing, medication, iodine is here. Decent harvest, edible parts underground, very resistant. We can sell them metal. Funny. So metal alone for iodine pills and fish. We have 10,000 silver, so technically I don't even have to sell them the goddamn fish. I just do it for... I don't even know. Don't ask. Let's confirm it. This way we're gonna get the iodine pills faster than if we would wait for a nuke to recover, go here, scavenge the supplies, and potentially return back. It's just too long of a wait, and that can be quite deadly. Okay, they have quite a lot of useful stuff which would help improve our reputation. Medicine. Hunting rifles. So just from this trade alone, we're getting 18 points of reputation. I know it's nothing to write home about, but it is what it is. And it is good. Oil. Oil is a good commodity. We're still incapable of producing our own biodiesel. What do I want to hold on to? So there's a bit more resources being moved here, but we would benefit out of it, and we can do the 2 trades. Let's do the 2 trades. And this is the aggressive animal.
Reporting in.
Baron, go deal with the bear. I think this building might be rotated in a weird way, but we'll manage somehow, hopefully. Water situation is a-okay currently. We're burning through that firewood like there's no goddamn tomorrow, so making sure we have steady supply of wood would be beneficial. The sawmill upgrade alone would almost completely bankrupt us out of all the components which we were able to accommodate. And I have to admit that a large portion of actual components can be obtained through trading. So trading is huge in this game. Chef training, mess hall. Yes, please. Mess halls are absolutely important.
There's a new quest available.
An older colonist has a story to tell.
We're gonna head out to that bunker.
Help.
Yep.
We're gonna send Bishop to follow the quest marker. Dame is gonna go and deal with the bear.
Locked and loaded.
Hopefully she'll manage. Man, she has been battling these beasts so much, it's quite actually impressive. She's turning into a witcher in front of our eyes. Mess halls are gonna be important. Fortunately, we do have surplus of
New requests
food.
available.
Just looking for the closest pollution spots. This one is the closest. Now, I believe that the waste dump crap is full. I don't know if we can actually accommodate another one. Yeah, we can. But we don't have the goddamn concrete. We're still lacking concrete. I'm thinking the first deposit which we will have to get into is the concrete one. This one has 9,108. This one has 8,911, and it has higher richness. So the chances are we're going to be able to mine out more of the resources. We need to build a bunch of things, and there are these occultists.
Figures is approaching the colony.
Do you have antibiotics? I would kill 4 components. So let's do just that. No, we're gonna have to go for the metal extractor. Unfortunately, the large transformer occupies a bit more space, so the basic one will have to do. And building like a wind turbine.
We've made a new discovery.
Would be also helpful. Now, a maintenance depot will have to be established here, if I like it or not, in order to make sure that the pollution created by the underground deposits will be managed. So immediately production ramps up. This is why I wanted to have access to the junior engineer so that we have additional work slots here. Work slots over here improved as well. We're gonna have to build the mess hall somewhere. Just don't know where as of yet. We'll have to specially establish a supply of this concrete. So general storage would be great over here.
Doomsday cults are not unheard of in a world like this.
Reporting in. Yes?
Reporting in.
Huh?
We're gonna have a break-in.
Our research has been disrupted.
But 4 special...
Specialist killed.
Fudge!
What's up?
We won the battle.
I went too fast.
Yep. All right. Huh?
If I would have gone slower, it would have been manageable. Deadly fanatics. Quite deadly, huh?
Your command found something.
Continue to nearby bunker number
Can't complete the
2.
order.
How may I help you?
You, my dear, you have to go up to this northern region and gather... You can theoretically gather even the fucking weapons. It doesn't matter. It's gonna take you such a long ass time to get here.
Huh? Going. Roger.
Build the outpost for the tools.
Outpost is now complete.
Nice.
Yep. Mission
Request
complete.
complete.
Okay. 15 per 12 hours. It's gonna be 30 damage per day. It's gonna take her a day and a half. So that's 30, that's 45 damage. And some additional hours, I don't want to risk it. So I'll
Okay.
return her to colony. A scout. Attack of 20 is nice.
How may I help you?
Send her to the world.
Huh? Uh-huh.
Yep.
Science outpost, huh?
Of course.
Yes? Sounds good.
Let's liberate it. This one should be fine. Not enough survivors.
Yes?
Technically,
What
you
do we
can go
have
over
here?
here so Bishop does not have to. But we're just gonna gather the basic stuff. Maybe
up?
Bishop could have obtained a little more. But, yeah.
Sure thing.
Return him
What's
to the
up?
colony, and can you like defeat some bandits or something?
Can't do that. Your command? Not gonna work.
We have a lone specialist quest completed. Awesome.
Colonists died.
We're gonna have to start extracting metal from the underground deposits as well. It's gonna be probably more efficient, and it's not gonna require them to travel across this distance. But if I can extract the deposits from the surface first, and that's what I'll try to do. Antibiotics for the infections is what we can use.
Colonists died.
We're gonna see some casualties, but
Colonists
winter
died.
is fortunately over.
There are survivors at the gate.
And we get a fresh
Colonists
batch of
died.
people.
Ragged bunch shuffles slowly towards the gate.
Colonists died.
Hex, what are you? A scientist with
We've made a new discovery.
decent damage. Really want to remove these goddamn banditos. They're just triggering me in a really not fun way.
Uh-huh. Not gonna work.
Locked and loaded. All right.
Bear hunt. That's that one. Trenches. So theoretically, that's another commission for construction. It should be able to be fulfilled. We do have the weapons. Concrete is doable. Wood is suffering. Okay, so the maintenance depot is going to be able to process these things. We're going to have to focus on our research and gain access to large rotors. Large rotors are these big turbines, which are absolutely awesome. Technically speaking, though, having access to that freaking nuclear power plant would fix problem for all of this. I would be able to build large transformer and the fucking power plant itself, but it will brutally demolish our reserve of just about any goddamn supply of resources. Plastic is gonna be the next thing which we will need to take a look at, because we have actually decommissioned our plastic salvaging operation.
What's up?
Sending them to world map. Let's make soybeans. I believe soybeans are used in production of some of the medication or something like that. Eventually.
Request complete.
Oh, crap. So tools we right now have, clothes we right now have only the basic ones. We have a crap ton of weapons. We don't have medication though. That's still a problem. Putting in another person would help us out. 15 concrete.
We have lost.
Oh, come on. You gotta be shitting me.
What's up? Yep. Sorry, can't do check.
What the fuck? He never attacked them or something? I'm so confused with this bullshit.
We've made a new discovery. We won the battle. Request complete.
I don't know if this is some sort of bug, but it has happened like twice already, and it's really starting to piss me off in a wrong way. Technically, we can expand the housing over here. The fertility is not that great. Temperatures are okay right now. The plastic deposit. Yeah, I want to primarily focus over here on the production. Garage. Sewing machine. Definitely getting the upgraded tools and upgraded clothes would be nice. Can afford both of these upgrades, so let's make it happen. Make it snappy. And technically we can build a few more crappers out here. Maintenance shop should be able to handle it.
We've reached a milestone.
Because the decontamination of these fields needs to happen ASAP. Trust me, it's good when you have some crossover. We are completely out of wood. That is unacceptable. This would give us 2 locations. Okay, so components.
We won the battle. Hostiles
Still pissed
defeated.
about this.
Production restored.
All right.
I'm not really sure why he did not attack and instead like stepped
We on the
onto the
battle.
location. Wherever the hell that was all about. Should
Sure
be
thing.
able to salvage the tools, so let's go for it.
How may I help?
How may you help, huh? Good question. We're gonna have to go and help Mole Town here.
Roger.
Yes.
One specialist is not enough. 1 day, 12 hours, I'm not sure if we'll manage. These things can be opened up like this. I don't care about that, because as long as we don't collect the reward, logically, nothing bad will happen. Coalition, what do you guys offer? Durable tools. We can give you some shotguns. Can give you some assault rifles. 14 points of reputation, just like that. Would still have to pay a little bit. So let's change that. And there goes the trade. But seriously, I'm gonna have to start looking for actual trade where we would gain access to components. Shit's gonna hit the fan if we're gonna get into a situation where none of the factions are gonna be selling those. Seriously, that would be absolutely the worst fucking case scenario, which I would hate to see. So the nuclear power plant would have to be constructed over here.
Request complete.
This is where the work area would have to be allocated at. Because I'm quite sure this will actually require... And yeah, it also requires water access. Holy crap.
We've made a new discovery.
So supplies are being provided. A transformer, preferably the large one, would need to be accommodated. Some sort of power... Well, actually, the power plant itself is going to be responsible for power. So all we will require right now would be plastic. Ah, shit, this is bad. Need to change how the storage is facing. And
What you need?
go kill the rat. And we can theoretically instruct or construct a bore well so that the water production in here is directly supplying the nuclear power plant. We do have a surplus of the pollution, so they will be able to accumulate quite the decent power.
Request failed.
This is where having some sort of battery rack as well would benefit us. Yeah, I immediately knew this place is gonna create pollution. Without any doubt, I knew it. Which is weird because it's like, yeah, I know that it's the fuel in the fusion or fission or whichever one it is that it uses.
What's up?
Crap, Motown, we have fucked up. That sucks.
All right.
But technically, you guys can still go and fuck up the rest of these bandits over here. There's some iodine in it for us.
Yep.
Bishop. What do I want you to do, man? Two science outposts are A-okay. Inuk is gathering the stuff. 16 per 12. Circuit mechanics. Yeah, this would be responsible for construction of the circuitry. 700 goddamn science points. Quite a lot.
There's a new quest available.
But we should be able to produce a crap ton of power right now. And I should not be just making flax in here, goddammit. Soybean. We do have especially fiber, if I'm correct. These two buildings are absolutely not maintained properly.
One of the more notorious and organized bandit factions is called Doomsday Militia. This is not their actual name, but people started calling them that because of their appearance.
They are remnant from the past. After the fall during the Wars of Succession, they were on one of the lead factions trying to take control of the western part of the continent. Now they are merely a shadow of their former self, but still pose a significant threat. We're gonna have to probably battle a bunch of encampments. Yep.
Your orders?
But going in it alone is suicidal.
What you need?
So technically, we can refocus our attention from these locations to these locations. Because Fritz can take out this camp.
Yep. My pleasure.
Bishop has quite the decent damage.
Okay.
And Nook is gathering weapons.
Reporting in.
She is returning back home. A scientist of damage 9. Not the best thing, but it'll do.
Yes. Going in. Sorry.
Maybe
can't do
along
that.
with Bishop, the two will be able to defeat this outpost. Who knows? We will see. Get pleasantly surprised. One request has failed. 200 reputation. Seriously, come on. Not even freaking funny. One trade is still ongoing. I don't need the hunting rifle. Chickens would be nice though. So that eventually we can produce our own eggs and blah blah blah. But the fact that we are out of components is absolutely brutal. Because without those, we won't be able to maintain production on this scale. We aren't able to finish the battery. We aren't able to finish the bore well. And that can have quite negative outcome. Okay, this location has been reforested successfully. While the other one has been completely demolished. Yeah, with the lack of wood and everything is bad, definitely. Housing 177 can be accommodated. 6 workers, free. The facilities which house animals, so your ranches, they create pollution as well. So having them in some space where you can actually monitor this and have it under control would be probably suggested. We need to get some goddamn components in.
All done.
Antibiotics, fuck, this is quite deadly. I don't know if she's gonna have to return back or some BS, because this hospital here, where the medication is gonna kick our ass. This place can be managed. This cannot be managed. and she's too weak, so the two scientists will be able to kick ass.
Reporting in.
Uh-huh.
So there are warriors out there. A large water tower to be built.
There are survivors at the gate.
A ragged but
Some of them are banditos, apparently, huh? Okay, water tower is gonna be fortunately constructed. So the crappers will
We've made a new discovery.
be able to operate. That is if the capacity of this thing will go up. We need to have that bore well constructed.
We won the battle.
And salvaging or scavenging, no. Technically,
Not going to happen.
going here to help her
Sorry, can't do that.
would be nice.
We won the battle.
And continue with the assault.
Not going to happen. Yes, my pleasure.
We're gonna send the two scientists over to fight,
Yeah.
fight. And I'm thinking we're gonna
Can
take
do.
out these bastards over here.
Yep.
How may I help? All right.
Yep. Right away.
So 3 specialists should be able to take out these 2 settlements over here. Just to be on the safe side. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy it. If yes, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, definitely check out the playlist and subscribe and all that jazz so that you know when the next episode is going to be out, as I cover a variety of games and subjects and stuff. Unfortunately, my schedule has been absolutely horrible as of late, so I cannot promise that the comparison series or anything like that would come out anytime soon. So please bear with me. It's not intentional that I'm just gonna like tell you to subscribe and not work my ass off. But unfortunately, as I'm not making any money right now from YouTube, I need to primarily focus on actually making sure that I do have a day job so that I can keep providing you with quality content. So please bear with me in the meantime. And yeah, hopefully we're gonna come across some god freaking damn components. Where are they? Son of a biscuit. No, I don't see any. Damn it. This is, oh, okay, there are some. 45. Crap, they're quite far. What am I gonna do
How may I help you?
to get them? She has scavenging of 150, so technically
Sorry, can't do that.
go over there. Or she can go for those.
Your command? Can't complete the order.
Reporting in. Can't do that.
Yep. Not going to happen.